Alright, now as I said before we start recording, there are some conditions, some crucial conditions that we should definitely consider. For example, we should get rid of the extra noises that we have in our environment, or we should actually try to reduce them as much as possible. I mean, what I'm trying to say here is that we should try to create the best conditions possible before we start recording, because the most important step or part of creating an audio file would be the recording itself. And it really doesn't matter what kind of project you are working on. It could be a song, it could be a podcast, or mix and master, whatever. The most important part is your recording. I mean, the recording file should have a high quality. I mean, if you're expecting an ideal result or an ideal outcome, you should actually try to create an ideal condition first. Otherwise, you shouldn't expect much, really. And in this course, we're going to do just that. I mean, we're going to try to focus on creating the best conditions possible for recording, or in other words, creating an audio file. So don't worry about anything, and just remember that recording is the most essential part of our work. Alright, back to our file. If you remember from our previous session, we left some parts of our recording file empty. Now I'm going to select this part, more precisely at the end of it. If you remember, we said that we do this, I mean we leave some parts of the recording empty to detect the extra noises. Now you might say, what noises? This is completely empty, there's nothing here. Well, let me prove you wrong. I mean, if I zoom in a little bit, you would detect all of these waves, all of these extra noises. We can also check this from the spectral frequency view as well. See? I mean, for example, we got many extra noises in this part. I mean, here we got the spectral frequency view of the main recording, and in this side we have some noises. Now all of these would be the extra noises that we have in our recording area or recording environment, which we should actually try to get rid of. Let me enlarge this a little bit more to have a better and more clear view. Alright, so now we're going to see how we can exactly denoise an audio file. If you remember, we had this tab up here called Effects, and we said that we're going to use the items in this tab the most in our projects. For example, we have this item here that we can use, silence, but I'm not going to do so because I want to reduce the noises. I don't want to create a complete silence. Now in order to do this, I can find the required items from here, noise reduction and restoration. Here you would find all of the items and sub-items that you might need for reducing the extra noises in an audio file. Alright, now let's go ahead and see what kind of items we exactly got here. First one is capture noise print. Now as you can see in front of the item's name, we have the number 1. Now you might have something else here, or you might actually have nothing, because this is a number, this is a shortcut that I personally defined for this item. Anyway, the first step that we need to take in the denoising process would be to detect the extra noises. To do so, I'm going to click on this item, and the software would automatically recognize this segment as extra noises. By the way, guys, this small segment here would actually represent something bigger, something far more important, the conditions that my recording environment actually has. So now what I'm going to do here is pressing Ctrl A to select the entire file. Then again, I'm going to open up the Effects tab, and from Noise Reduction, this time I'm going to select Noise Reduction Process. Now, when I do this, this new window would open for us, which we're going to use the most in our denoising process. Now, about this pattern here that you can see, this is in fact the noise pattern of my room. It contains sounds such as the AC sound, or for example, some sounds that come from the outside of the room or something. Now, if I select outputs here, let me increase the sound real quick. Then here we have output only. If I select this and then hit play, we would only hear the output noises. I mean, we don't got that much noises here currently, maybe just the AC sound. This means that my room condition is quite alright. We still got some noises though, and it actually doesn't matter how much noise we got. The important thing is the fact that we have them. Alright, now that we know we have extra noises in our recording, I'm going to press Ctrl A again. Then we have a couple of items here that we can use in our noise reduction process. One of them works with decibels, another one with percentages. For example, if I go with 100% here, it would be set like this, as you can see. For example, how many decibels. And by the way, this is completely based on you and your own project. You should try different options to find the best one. Alright, now if I hit OK here, oh, I'm sorry, I've just made a huge mistake, and this is actually good. Let's see what's the problem. If you remember, we activated this item down here, output noise only. When this item is activated, you would only get the noises, so do not forget to deactivate it. And now for the settings, as you can see, I went with 80%, for example. Oh, and another point, guys, never go with 100% because it makes your file a little bit unnatural and artificial, you can say. Well, actually the same goes for the decibel item. Try something reasonable. Now, I'm gonna click on apply and the noises would be reduced like this. Okay, guys, as our next example, I'll bring something here to make some noises, and then we're gonna try recording with that and see what's gonna happen then. Alright, I've got this small AC here, which I'm gonna set on my work table. I don't know how much noise it produces, so I'm just gonna turn it on like this. Alright. It doesn't matter. We have some noises here and we're gonna try recording now with this condition. Let me remove this first, Control A, delete. And now let's try recording again. Okay, can you see what is happening here? We have so many aperiodic waves and fluctuations, which would actually represent all the extra noises that we have here. And at the end, I'm gonna be silent to record an empty segment as well. Okay, that'll do. Let me turn this off. Okay, now we want to reduce the noises here. First, let's play this again.
اصلا اگه نگاه کنید اینجا داره میفته این اولش که چقدر نویز داریم. این فایل صوتی رو دارم برای تست میگیرم و آخر ویدیو سکوت میدم تا نویز محیط رو بهتر بشنوه نرم افزار.
Okay, this was the recorded audio file. Now I can either press the number 1 as the shortcut, or I can click on Capture Noise Print. As I said before, we do this to make the software recognizes the noises. Right now I can select noise reduction process from the tab, or this time I'm just gonna press 2. Now first off, let's activate output noise only to hear only the extra noises first. Okay, where is it? Let me play this here. Okay, this would be our noise. Now let's try reducing it. For example, I'm gonna set this on 100 or even 0. Okay, let's hear it again. Yeah, it got emitted completely.
اصلا اگه نگاه کنید اینجا داره میفته این اولش که چقدر نویز داریم. این فایل صوتی رو دارم برای تست میگیرم و آخر ویدیو سکوت میدم تا نویز محیط رو بهتر بشنوه.
Okay, this would be enough, I suppose. Now let's hear the result.
اصلا اگه نگاه کنید اینجا داره میفته. این فایل صوتی رو دارم برای تست میگیرم و آخر ویدیو سکوت میدم.
So again, guys, we should basically try those two items that we have discussed before several times to find the best result that we can get. And by the way, it should be something reasonable, not something unnatural. Okay. Now we have another way to do this, by the way, which is quite more indolent, which is this one. From the Effects tab, then Noise Reduction, I'm going to click on the noise. Now through this item, your noise reduction process would be done automatically. I mean, there are still some settings here that we can go through. For example, we can specify the frequencies. Let me play this. I mean, for example, you can specify whether you want to denoise the low frequencies or mid ones, or basically whatever you want to. You know, there are some concepts such as this low frequency here that we need to discuss further, and we're going to do so later on when we are talking about equalizers. Here though, just for the sake of our example, I'm going to set this on all frequencies, and for this one I'm going to go with 100%. Then up here we can play the output noise as well. Yeah, you know what, let me just play this.
برای تست
Now, as I
میگیرم
said
و
before,
آخر
this
ویدیو
item would
میدم.
only give us the noises, and my own voice might be a part of that noise. So this is another reason why we shouldn't go with 100%, because it might emit your own voice, emit your own sound as an extra noise. See?
اینجا داره میفته این نویز.
I'm going to reduce it. Now, as I said, when you use this item, your noise reduction process would be done automatically. In other words, it'll be done quite randomly. I mean, for example, I went with 100%. Oh, I forgot to deactivate output noise again. You know what? This time let's do this from the favorite tab. So I'm going to click on it in here and it'll automatically denoise my audio file.
محیط رو بهتر بشنوه نرم افزار. فایل صوتی رو دارم برای تست
It
میگیرم.
sounds quite artificial. Let's hear this again.
برای تست میگیرم و آخر ویدیو سکوت میدم تا نویز محیط رو بهتر بشنوه.
Okay, I'm going to select this part. Play again.
میدم تا نویز محیط رو بهتر بشنوه.
Okay, it doesn't work like I want it to. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Alright. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that the sound would completely be different. Remember guys, as I said before, this method is quite indolent. If you use this item from favorite tab, it'll be done completely automatically. But if you use it from the effects tab, like this, you would see this window again. Now this item would be handy whenever you don't have any way to make the software understand or recognizes the extra noises. I mean, in such cases, you actually have to use this item. You don't have any more options. I have used it a lot. Just don't forget to go through its settings first. And by the way, we are not moving past anything here. We talked about all the important things. And the rest is on you actually. I mean, you can just keep on practicing and working. Like, you can increase this, for example, then activate output noise only, play this, check up the noises, apply the reduction. And basically, you can just try different methods to find the best result. And also, by the way, we have this preset up here, which contains two sub-items. I mean, more precisely, we have heavy noise reduction and also light noise reduction here. I mean, I don't think we need to explain what they do. It is quite obvious. I mean, for example, if I select heavy here, it'll set this on 80% and light would set it on 20. And yeah, that's it guys. Up to this point, we learned how we can reduce the noises of our audio files using the items that we got in the software itself and without using any plugins.